In order to go through this personal journey through my language communities, we should first define what exactly is a language community. And in my own personal experience, it's somewhat like a discourse community. A small group of people, all of which know each other to one degree or another, gathering together over a common language. Some members of the community speak that language better than others, but what matters is the fact that we gather over that language to begin with. In theory, in doing so, that should impact our behaviors and influence who we are. The whole point of this vlog is figuring out just how a language community could do that. And acknowledging the influence of my language communities upon myself starts with acknowledging the language communities that I belong to. My English language community and my Spanish language community, both of which have their own unique instances of communication, and the best way to figure out just how that happens, we must look at the environments in which they occupy. And while we could go on to talk about the various environments that have contributed to my socialization in these two language communities, the other house I grew up in, Flagler Street, and the entirety of Hialeah, there's no place that better represents my two language communities than the one roof that houses them both, and that is my home. And believe it or not, it wouldn't be all that hard to map out my two language communities with a single outline of my house. If you can hear my voice and see my face, it means you are most likely on this side of the house, towards the back and about one step away from what I consider to be the turf of my English language community, the back side of the house. Towards the back side of the house, almost all interactions occur in English, and there's little to no Spanish spoken here ever. Any type of interaction that would occur here in Spanish would seem foreign or out of place. It'll be welcomed all the more, but the same goes for the front end of the house, that of which I consider to be the turf of my Spanish language community. Almost all interactions that occur on this side of the house are in Spanish, and there's little to no English ever spoken here. Any English that would be spoken on this side would seem somewhat foreign, welcomed all the more, but still seem a bit out of place. What we're left with undetermined is this sort of gray area in between. And while at the moment we may not know what this is, we can say for sure that you're not very far away from what is my English language community. And seeing as though I've inadvertently introduced you to one instance of communication within my English language community, we might as well start this journey from back to front. Beginning with the turf we already happen to be standing on within